What's up guys, Chan the Barber back at it again. I have a new haircut tutorial for you guys. This is a mid fade with a number 2 on top and with a lineup in the front. It'll be a pretty clean look. So I'm gonna start out with the number 2 open on top, just running it against the grain. It's important too, like in the back or the crown area, to follow against the grain around the swirl, just to make sure you're cutting everything evenly. Once I clear all that away, then I'll get into the fade portion of it. Starting with my trimmers, I'm creating my bald guideline. So I'm arching it slightly in the back. Following it through in the back, making sure everything is clean and consistent, matching it up on the other side, clearing all the hair under. It's one of the most satisfying parts of it. I'll take my foil shavers and clean up all the stubble under, make sure it's nice and clean. Now I'll take my clippers and I'm going to have them open, no guard, and we're going to go up about 1/2 inch to 1 inch and make sure that that guideline is clean. Doing the same on the other side. And once I've done this, I'm going to go ahead and fade that guideline out. So I'm going to close the clipper halfway and go up about midways into that guideline. And then after that, I'll close the clipper fully. Using the corners, I'm going to attack that bottom line. And then I might open it up slightly and use the corners to get any other little dark areas. Do the same thing on the other side. Midways up with the clipper halfway, and then I'll close it fully and get that bottom line out. I just find it helpful to use the corners, especially getting that bottom line out, just so that you don't go up too high and create another line. Now I'm going to create the next guideline, and this is going to be the number 1 open. So we're basically mimicking what we just did, but now with the 1 guard open, going above what we just did. So I'll go around the head and do that. Then I'm going to close the clipper fully with the 1 guard on. I'm just going to kind of attack that bottom line just to soften it up, going about midways into it, to that guideline. And after I do that, I'm going to go ahead after this and go into my 1.5 guard above this, but I'm going to come back to this line with the 1/2 guard. So now I have the 1.5 guard on. Starting with it open, and then I just close it little by little until I get to that bottom line. Once I close the 1.5 guard fully, I typically will use the corners to kind of go into that darker portion right there. I'm gonna also come back with my number 2 guard above this just to reassure that everything is cut above this and that it's going to transition well. And so I have the 2 guard on, and I'm going to have it closed closer to this line, and then I'm going to open it up as I get further up the head. But coming out of the 1.5, using the 2 guard closed. Now I have the 1/2 guard on, going midways into that number 1 guard guideline that we did, and you can see that softening that line up really well. And then I'm going to close that guard using the corners to get rid of that bottom line. And again, I'll detail as I see fit. If I see darker portions, I'll open and close the clipper as needed, using the corners to detail. After that, I'm just looking for detail spots. Right here, I'm using my number 1 guard, the corner, closed and open, just detailing portions of that area. And then another way to detail is by taking your shears and point cutting in just some of those darker areas. Once I've done this, I'm going to spritz just the hairline with a little bit of holding spray, and then I'm going to line them up. This is going to be a very natural lineup, not using any enhancements or anything. And even though one side of his hairline has a little bit of a cowlick, I'm not going to try to push that back or anything. I want to just keep it natural. That's the way the client wanted it. Blow him off with my duster. This is what he looked like before, in need of a cleanup, and this is the after. He's satisfied, I'm satisfied, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you next time.